about a kid I know. He doubted every second and never gave a chance to grow. I think we should take this right back to the start, where a father beats the mother, then he breaks her heart. Left her with two little kids to defend for themselves, while he blew all his money in drinking, well, whatever else. This kid began to think that violence was the norm, spending every day protecting his little brother from harm, watching his mother fall forever on a downward spiral, every night falling asleep, listening to her crying. It's to be too hard for most, but too much for him to take, as he stands naked in a kitchen with a butcher knife to his neck. He couldn't do it, he's scared. He pushed a little bit, but he thought of his mother and brother and well, how they needed him. He dropped to the floor crying, this is too much for him to handle. He's not a man yet, he's just a school kid with problems. Just a tiny bit of love saved him the easy way out. But when he woke up the next day, only silence in his mouth. He had no one to talk to, no one to tell. Barely alive to look at, but definitely emotionally dead. I'm going to tell you who this kid is in case you haven't guessed it, and I don't want you to feel sad or even mildly depressed, but this happens to a million different kids that you see. But this kid in this story, surprise, it's me.
This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. 'Cause this story ain't never gonna change in time.
Terrible things happen every single day, but it's bad when you begin to think that it's the only way. You get stuck in a rut of depression and silence, only yourself for company, but you don't know where your mind is. Tortured and bullied every goddamn day. You're a freak, you're fat, you're a faggot, you're gay. I wonder, did they understand the malice in what they said, and how I play with my mind, and how I fuck with my head? I do believe words are weapons, so use them wisely. You might think you're funny, then well maybe mildly. The fact of the matter is, you don't know what everyone has seen, like when daddy kicked him in the back. But wait, that was me. I'm just saying you haven't got a clue what everyone is thinking. They might be smiling on the outside, but the soul might be sinking. And the miles a mile a minute, always plotting and scheming, and the hopes are lost illusion, and they don't spend time dreaming. Life becomes one endless melancholy cycle. You begin to think, is it worth it? Is this what life is? Because I did, I was there. I nearly lost my way. I was at the end of my tethers until that damn day. And for some reason I woke up and found life in myself, and like a piece of coal I thought there might be a diamond in me yet. I wasn't wrong, you know why? Because I'm standing right here. If you don't believe me, pack a bag, I really don't care.
This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. 'Cause this story ain't never gonna change in time.
The fact of the matter is, there isn't always a happy ending. We should spend more time searching instead of faking and pretending. It's easy for me to say because I'm the lucky one, fortunate enough to find love as brother, friend and son. I guess I write these words not for sympathy or to scare, but just to create awareness and realize there's other people out there. I guess I feel lucky to have this story to tell. Just know if you're lost, there's definitely a way out of this hell. If you're surrounded by darkness, if you're out in the cold, if your heart is aching for something and you just don't know, if life is getting you down and you're at your last breath, try pick yourself up and hold no regrets. It might make sense to take advice from a kid from a broken home, someone who hated themselves from their head to their toes, someone who thought they weren't worth anything for many a year, someone who cried so much they could have filled oceans with tears. I'm not ashamed of my past, it made me who I am. I'm positive, I'm loving, I'm a hell of a fucking man. I'm strong, I'm bold, I'm beautiful, I'm brave, and my passion is unparalleled, which I'll take to my grave. If I could go back to that little kid, which was me, I would tell him, you know what, you can do anything in this world, you'll see. It doesn't matter who you are, I screamed at the top of my lungs, your potential is phenomenal, why would you walk when you can run? This is the end of the story that I gotta tell. If you're not interested, pack a bag and go straight to hell. Or pack a bag, come with me, just dry off your tears and leave the past where it lays in the land of yesteryear. Come on.
This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. 'Cause this story ain't never gonna change in time. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This is the story that you gotta tell. You better pack a bag or go straight to hell. This
goes out to my friends and family. Stay gangster.